Joining us to discuss this from Tel Aviv is Gideon Levy. He is a journalist with the Israeli newspaper Haaretz. Good to have you on the show, sir. My question to you, how popular is Benjamin Netanyahu within the Likud Party with all the corruption indictments hanging over him?
It seems that all the corruption just make him more popular in his party. The Likud Party has a tradition of being faithful to its leaders, unlikely other parties, and therefore there is almost no doubt about the results tonight. Netanyahu will win.
Okay, so you say all this bad energy around him has made him more powerful, that the Likud Party has a tradition of sort of propping up its leaders. If he wins, which you say is likely, how does this play into his hand? How does this play into the hand of the Likud going into this unprecedented third consecutive election that's scheduled for March?
No, that's a new arena because within the Likud, he really is identified as the victim of the system, so-called. But this is not the picture outside the Likud and outside the Likud voters, because there is quite a big camp in Israel who thinks that someone like him with so many charges cannot even be a candidate for prime minister. And I think that when it comes to the elections for the parliament, for the Israeli Knesset, we will see an entire different result, namely that his party will be the second party this time, and quite with a clear gap. This does not mean that the others will be able to create a government. We are still a long way to go to see a new government in Israel.
So the Likud could actually finish in the number 2 spot rather than the number 1 spot that we saw in the first 2 elections, but still it may not be enough to form a government.
Exactly. You don't need me. You just summed it up better than me.
Okay. Was this the best chance to sort of unseat Benjamin Netanyahu that we've seen in the last 10 years? Is this a chance past then?
Yes, but still there is something very solid in his supporters that is very hard to break. Because as I tried to say before, this sentiment of him as a victim of an elite, an old elite, or victim of a system, which has nothing to do with reality. But he knew to play on this sentiment, and this sentiment might keep him in power, but not for long. No doubt that the Netanyahu's era is about to end. It's a question of few months. I don't know under which circumstances, but this era is about to end.
So not a question of if, but rather a question of when. Okay,
Absolutely.
How is the result going to sort of affect the other political parties that have aligned with the right, with the Likud in the previous 2 elections?
Obviously, a sensational surprise in which Gideon Saar wins changes the entire political map in Israel, because he can be a candidate or a potential partner to create a government with anyone. But as I said before, this is not going to happen. And therefore, a strong Netanyahu will help him also in the elections, obviously. It's all about the gap between Saar and Netanyahu. Will he smash him, or will it be almost even-handed? If he will be really smash him, as I foresee, then you get a stronger Netanyahu, obviously.
Mr. Gideon Levy, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour. I do appreciate your analysis.